I want to just reiterate the handcuff upside here of two running backs that are still out there in right around 60% of leagues. That's Zach Charbonnet, 44% rostered, and Tyjae Spears. So a couple comments and questions on Spears. I think both of them are 15 to 25% FAAB guys. You know your leagues. Some leagues they got dropped and they might not even need to bid on, but I really still like both of these guys. Let's talk about first Charbonnet, who did yet again see more snaps than Ken Walker. It's now back-to-back weeks with 56% of the snaps going to Zach Charbonnet. Sure, Walker did see more work, 9 carries compared to just 4 for Charbonnet, 16 yards for Walker compared to 8 for Charbonnet. Neither of them were good. It was pretty ugly all over the place. But the snaps are starting to creep in this Charbonnet's favor here. And certainly the passing situations, 100% long down and distance for Charbonnet, 100% of 2-minute drills. This is eventually going to yield some value, but especially as a handcuff is why we're doing this. Ken Walker has been dealing with a calf injury. In general, he's been prone to injuries both in college and in his professional career so far. So at any point, if Charbonnet is going to make the start, we know it's a stable environment where Walker was a top 6 running back for the first 7 weeks of the season until Charbonnet really started to get involved. Top 6 in red zone attempts, goal line attempts, tons and tons of great volume and opportunity here in this backfield should he go down. Now, the schedule for the Seahawks is pretty brutal. If you look forward, it's a ton of red, and it doesn't look great, but I do think a 3-down skill set, a really nice talent in Charbonnet. There's just very few handcuffs of this nature where they'd be the clear-cut step into it and be a 3-down horse in a good offense. He's one of like maybe 3 or 4, especially 3 or 4 that's actually available to you. The only other one really I can see that's out there in waiver wires is actually Tyjae Spears, who had, again, 60% of the snaps this last week, more than Derrick Henry. He had 9 touches compared to 20 for Derrick Henry. So that's where, it is clearly Derrick Henry and then scraps. Kind of, talk about him as a handcuff with benefits, Tyjae Spears. And it's hard to really trust him much at this point. But he did still see 9 touches, 58% of the routes, a 16% target share. He's a very explosive player. So if he's going to consistently get 9 to 12 touches, I do still think, and I see your comment right there, Toots, I do actually still think Spears has a little bit of benefits. If you don't want to trust him, I totally get that. He might be more of just a pure handcuff in many people's eyes, but in a 14-teamer, 16-team leagues, those type of deep situations, I don't have any problem tossing Spears out there in any given lineup, given that he's at 52% of snaps on the year and just continues to see that rise, especially his passing game weapons. But what I like about Spears, if I had to pick like one of Charbonnet or Spears, both of them are kind of that benefits with handcuff benefits category. But Spears' schedule, after week 12, listen to this one. Carolina, second most points allowed to backs. Indy, 5th most. Miami, 18th. So that's his worst matchup, is right in the middle of the pack. Then Houston, 9th most. Seattle, 12th most. Houston, again, 9th most points allowed to backs. It's an absolute joke. A top 6 rest of season schedule. Those 3 playoff matchups, again, top 12 spots for running backs. Juicy spots here for Spears. Charbonnet's schedule not quite as pretty, but I think overall just the better player and better bet to just carve a rollout even regardless of injury. So they're kind of tied for me, but if I had to pick one or the other, I do think Spears, due to the schedule, is the one I'd rather have stashed. But man, I really do like them both. Now, Wolfpack, those aren't even my top running backs for the week. And again, I'd love to see if you could get me that thumbs up button. If you enjoy what you're hearing, it really does help us grow. I wouldn't keep asking for it. I know it's annoying, but it is just a quick, easy click, and I would be very appreciative of it. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.